line through. Do we need any other information, or what would you like to do next?
I think the next thing, if we could just, since we're so close to the IP and I know there is some stuff lying around, let's just pick up a temporary thing at the IP before we do our multi-beam survey.
Okay, back to the IP behind you.
And we will, whatever we pick up now, as we're doing the survey and kind of going back to the north, we'd want to drop down and mark our spot, our other waypoint with something physical.
After finishing the survey.
Oh, do you do the survey? You can just drop down, no? And then come back.
No, we want the survey to pick the point. Remember?
Ideally, we'd keep that 30-meter height for the duration of the survey,
Okay.
but we might be able to end in a way that has us pass back through that area.
Okay.
I'm going to step back to there and see what the bounds of the you guys want this to be. So
we do first want to pick something up, though.
Sure. Yep. We're heading back.
Okay.
To the IP.
So, can you actually keep the Norbit having a longer time period that it holds on to, like holds the whole survey, or is that that's too much memory?
Yeah, we can continue. Yeah.
So we have a picture right away, is what I'm trying to say.
We've been recording. We were recording this whole time up until now, so we have all of that data. But again, with the unknowns of the being that we had the Norbit right up in the plume, and that kind of caused a bit of water column stuff. And the ease of cleaning that out remains to be seen. So we're going to have that separate, still included in the survey, but a separate chunk of data that I can easily remove if need be. Okay, nice. How are you unleashed to the IP? Good?
Yep.
Should be 20 meters. I can bump a little, I'll bump just 10 meters and then I'll go talk to them about the survey. 0, bridge, nav.
So Jake, just kind of, if you can just find something, like an old pull pin or anything like this.
Well,
Hunting for a pulpit. Something right below me. Okay. When? Yeah. When? Right.
Yeah. What we're going to do with this one is we're just going to hold on to it while we do our multi-beam survey. Well, we initially thought we could go down and place it, so we just talked about this and we're going to maintain the same height. So it's not too critical to have this yet.
Oh, it's over. It's
If it
over
is
by
going to be
Fabio.
annoying, Dan, then we can just drop it.
Or put in the box.
It's too tangly for the box.
Oh, is it? Okay. Just lay it on the porch. If we lose it, it doesn't matter, but...
It's okay. Once we're clear of this stuff, we'll just drop it. Yeah, if it's going to affect the survey, we don't want it.
Yeah.
But if it doesn't
Actually,
affect the survey,
you can't do the side because the orbit is pretty well 90 degrees.
yeah, you'll figure this out there.
Yeah. Unless you can wrap it back. Yeah.
I think since
Drop it.
I think once you're clear of the IP, just drop it and we'll just pick it up later and go place it. The plan did change a little bit there. Subject to change, huh? Yeah. So don't get too invested in any one of these plans because they just you gotta do it like I play chess, one move at a time.
That's what they say. I think that's a different game.
Hey, I can take this pawn in front of me. Oop. Oh, that wasn't a good one. Checkmate. Ah, dang.
There's a million rocks.
But that's exactly where in my head where we were gonna put it, like with maps. And it's just like equidistant cables.
Probably is.
There's no way to lay it there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Pull pin or high P. I think. Where is this exactly?
An auto heading, that's why I can't remember.
Just amazes me that you guys can keep track of all the instruments and cables down here.
We have
We don't.
we have a lot of site layout diagrams that are color and drawn and everything's drawn and labeled. So
Yeah.
we'll just have to move that if we ever want to do that connector panel.
Some poor person has to sit there
Okay.
and
All right.
watch the ROV video and figure out where so sometimes they're quite distorted.
Yeah, yeah.
But
yeah.
idea is to do like a
Okay.
photogrammetry over the top of it really quickly,
Mhm.
or an orbit over the top of it. Because some of this stuff,
Respectfully.
because it's a lot of work. I mean, somebody's trying to figure out, oh, what?
Yeah, and then, I mean, this just has to keep getting edited and re-edited.
Every time.
Okay,
every
Rennie.
time,
When
yeah.
And it's something a machine can do better than.
Yeah, yeah, that's right.
Rennie, so we're ready on our side whenever you're ready.
Okay, so we'll definitely, for this, we'll want to be south of the chorus primary target, so we're including that in the survey. Yes? Just wanna-
Yep.
Correct. Yeah.
Okay, so let's head back towards that primary target. Yes. So you're going back to your south. Sorry, I didn't drop one over there. So, yeah, we're going to do a 30 meter up, so I'm just getting kind of the bounds of it set up. Yeah, I just wanted to confirm the settings, just to make sure we're recording it all to the correct survey and everything. Yeah, that'd be good just for a second.
Which target? This one?
Yes, go there.
That's what I thought. That's what I thought. Oh,
And
yeah,
we'll
there's
probably
one.
want to go a little bit beyond it, and if Atalanta will allow.
Yes, not photogrammetry. So currently we've marked 2 spots for Koras, like a southern and a northern spot that crosses right over top of the tower. And then what we're doing now is we are setting up a multi-beam survey, so we have like the 3D map, and that's hopefully gonna give us a better idea of where everything is, but then also maybe we
Bridge
find a
nav.
better spot for the northern landing site for the mooring.
Okay, thank you.
Step 20 meters 250. Thank you. So just, I'm sending Atalanta over. It's going to be near-ish to the sediment trap. So let's just be aware of that as it moves over into that space. How tall is the sediment trap?
8
8
meters.
meters, yeah.
Okay, so as long as Hercules and Atalanta stay clear of it, we should be all right. Do we have... Ideally, I'd like to not be sitting here doing this. Someone else will, but let me...
Would the science team mind explaining to the viewers really quick the acoustic measurements that you guys are trying to collect? What's the purpose there? What's the scientific goal?
So it's acoustic scintillation. So scintillation is basically what stars do, like twinkle, twinkle, little star. And there's a bunch of physics behind how that they can understand the distance.
KT said it was fine either way.
These distant stars, what is causing the twinkle, right? Basically, the star doesn't twinkle. It's the material in between the star and us that's doing the stuff. So they're applying a lot of that physics, you know, to acoustics. So you have a beam of acoustic energy shooting across this plume to the other side, and the fluctuations in that acoustic energy on the receiving end can be interpreted as fluctuations in turbulence and the temperature field. And this one is called CORAS. It's a cable observatory reciprocal acoustic scintillation. So they've got basically two levels that are shooting back and forth. So you get the forward scattering, the back scattering, and with all that stuff, they apply a bunch of math to sort out turbulence and temperature fluctuations. One of the primary things it can do is that, and this is one that's quite understandable, is that there's two levels. They're about 5 meters apart, I think, in this case. And you shoot acoustics through that, and due to the properties of turbulence, there'll be a structure involved in that. That structure doesn't break down in the 5 meter level up. So you can recognize that structure in your second path, and you know it's 5 meters apart.
Yeah.
And then that'll give you the velocity of the plume rising.
Wow.
So they use that. The commercial use of this kind of stuff is in dam spillways. So this one company in Canada makes them basically, and they made this one as well that we're going to deploy next year. And so you get spillway, you can't put like a current meter in there with a vane or a Doppler shift. It's just too much.
Too much. Yeah,
but the turbulent structures are, you measure it at one height, and then 5 meters, the structure stays the same. After a while, it'll totally, it's chaotic,
yeah,
right?
Yeah.
And then you get a measure of your spillway flow.
Wow.
So it measures turbulent flows, basically. And on this, quite a few years ago, they had a week-long deployment on batteries over Dante here. Basically the same sort of thing. So they actually have already done it here once. And that was a simpler system.
Yeah, so it kind of sounds like the depth profiler on sonar on steroids, right? So you're going...
Yeah, it's basically, it's not doing any Doppler shifting, but it's doing, you know, matching the structures that it sees at two different levels. And there's a bunch of ways to figure out what the temperature variability is. We were talking about how hot the water is and why it's hot, how fast it's mixing. We use rough 1,000 to 1 is the general mixing ratio per second for those things. So it's very quick, but still, during that time, there's also a huge amount of chemical reactions happening, which can change those. So it's pure, as we were talking about, pure research, and it will get us the flow, and if it changes.
Have they ever modeled like every few kind of intervals, since it changes every 5 meters or so? Could you completely vertically stack it in an ideal world?
There's a lot of people trying to
But
run models. There's
altitude's
the
going to change
dynamic
throughout,
model
right?
of just the buoyancy, flux,
Yeah.
Probably want
based
pressure.
on stuff, and then there's of
Sorry.
course
Altitude's
chemistry,
just
chemical models of how fast these
Yeah,
reactions are occurring.
Mark on
Yeah.
shore was just
Um,
asking me for.
When it comes out, hits oxygen, and oxygen is this magical stuff that makes everything happen.
Right, right.
Like it's just fires happen. If there's no
Yeah.
oxygen, there's no fires.
Yeah, yeah.
So there's no oxygen in this, or very little oxygen in the seafloor, and it hits this oxygenated water, even though it's not very, and it's just like boom, everything happens.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Man. Physics in action.
Ready when you have a second. I'll just have a couple questions.
Okay, everyone, just getting set up here. All right, so are you 30? Yeah, you're dialing that in, and then once you are happy, I'll have you move over under Atalanta, and I'll move the ship and start recording. Sorry. I'm going to go 025, yeah. 025 for 110 meters. Just log that somewhere. And so once you're happy, can you get under Atalanta and then run that line kind of right? I mean, we're not limited as far as Norbit speed, and we're pretty well clear of any hazards, so why don't we start at 0.5 and then we'll see if we want to speed up from there. How do you guys feel about that? You think that's too fast? Okay, I just thought we were pretty well clear of everything, being 30 meters up. Yeah, okay, 0.3. We'll start with 0.3 and see how it's going. I'm fine with that.
Rennie, so
Yes.
are we maintaining a depth or an altitude?
Depth, yeah. Just
Okay.
because the spire-like
Yeah, okay.
nature of these structures.
So just for our record here, what is the depth that we're maintaining? Okay, and then have we officially started the survey?
No, but we're getting close.
Yeah, just let us know.
Sure.
Thanks.
Thanks. Is it more or less in a
little
straight
bit
line
more
that
over.
we're
We're going to
heading?
do a box. We're going to go a bearing, this bearing, starting here. We're going to
Okay.
go up, across, back down.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, let me just make sure everything starts recording, and I'll call in that ship move. We're all
So
going
you
here.
could
I'm going to
probably
just write to that same survey, but it should be a separate file, right? Yeah. Yeah, but then I have to combine two surveys if I do want that data, which is higher res. So, sorry, what was that, Dan? Yeah, I could do that.
I don't know.
Do you want that little up and downy thing? I'm going to start recording. Do you want this tool, the one that?
Rennie,
Yes.
are there target coordinates for the box?
Sorry, for the what?
For the box, like the kind of like the pattern that we're going in?
I can give you that. Sit in here. Odometry. Okay, let me switch back here and give. Okay, give me 1 second here. Okay, so you're kind of holding here, Jake? Okay. Data, let me know when you're good with that.
Yeah, got that start survey, thank
Okay.
you.
Sorry, I'm doing like octopus arms over here. So I'm getting a little bit of something in the right side. Do we have the craft arm out or anything? Are we all well clear of it? We have anything sticking out? I might just change the gate a little bit. Yeah, so there's the rest of our survey up there, but it's just got a bunch of stuff in it. I'm 6 to... Okay. Kind of on the fence about leaving that in there, Jake. But I think I can just cut it out if I need to. It just won't look pretty while we're doing it. Yeah. No, do you need me to? I think once we start moving, the vector arrows will show up, I think, because we're kind of stationary. All right, I'm going to call in the ship move. Bridge nav. Step 110 meters, 110 meters, bearing 025. Roger, and let's go speed 0.3. Thank you. So that's now a new survey. We're recording. I've launched a recording. I don't know how to clear all that old viz, though. Yeah. Reset. Okay, cool. Yeah, we're still getting some weird hits out there to the...
We started now?
Yes, we are starting. We're just waiting for the ship to move.
Okay.
Yeah, sorry. Too many windows. Yeah, it's way out. It's some kind of weird reflectance or something at that one beam. I mean, that it's easy enough to clean stuff that's very clearly out. Well, we want Atalanta mezzo at least. We can, yeah, we'll start there. Appears to be the same.
Does the Norbit data give you any information about the surface from the backscatter as well, or?
Stand by one. SCF still trying to clear things out. Sorry, Brandon.
Sure.
At least the Herc one we could stop. Would you prefer to turn it off there or here? Pause. Oh wait, that's the Atalanta one, which I think we... All right, I'll do stop. See if that's changing everything.
You're stopping the survey?
Nope, nope.
No, okay.
Survey's still going. Could be. All right, I'm starting mesos back up. Yeah, it's quite a bit though, and that's the area of the survey that I want is over to the right. So I think I'll just keep it for now. But good thought. Yeah. So back row, just for context here, we're just waiting for Atalanta to move so we can start driving.
Okay, yeah.
once it picks up clip.
This is very interesting for us to see what we can do with this instrument.
Yeah, so I cleared out all that visualization from the prior being up close and everything was kind of cluttery. What we're talking about here is this kind of interference here in this section, which could be a few things. No. So it'll be easy to clean stuff like that out in the model and reject that, but just kind of trying to identify the cause, but it doesn't appear to be anything acoustic from sonar, and it doesn't appear to be a physical. It may be a physical. We're not really sure if what's obstructing it or what's causing that. Let's go back to this.
So we have, I just heard from Nico a little while ago, they want to start recovery in an hour. So we have about an hour for this.
An hour.
So we might have to live with it.
Sorry? Live with?
Oh, we're not trying to, we're just waiting for Atalanta, right? To move.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
I would think it would be, we'd have to be closer to the vents and it would be like kind of all encompassing, but I think, I would just think that would be all over, not just one side though. All right, Atalanta's starting to move. If you want to start to trudge forward, it's kind of slow going. Then you can at least get in front of it and get in as best visual as you can. You're behind Atalanta now. Yeah, I mean, it'd probably be ideal if we'll see how it goes. But if we start to drift, we might want to do the flyby computer in the XY direction. I know Z is going to be controlled by yeah, it shouldn't matter too much as long as we're not changing heading too rapidly. That's kind of, so, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I'm quite unhappy with this this business in the water column. That's why I'm wondering if there's something. There's nothing, and the porch is all the way in. No, I think, yeah. Like I said, I mean, it's easy enough to clean that stuff out, but it gets a little bit complex once you get into vent land.
Yeah.
See your drift. Yeah, I have them. How do I reset this pane here? Not reset the data, but where I am. Okay. It seems to have frozen. Yeah. Yeah. I just didn't want to. I wanted to keep what was in there.
Oh, looks like we got rid of some of our noise.
Sorry, what happened? What do we think the artifact was? All right. Yeah. So you kind of. I need you to also. I kind of want you to be looking also at the underlay for HiPAC, or at least I'll be helping you out with that. I'm just doing too many octopus arms here. What's that? Yeah. No, it's fine. I just need to keep you from, I'm trying to keep on this side of the vents so we're getting slant range to them rather than be directly above them. Okay. No, but it affects where I'm driving over the vents, and that's what I wanted to stay to the port side. Yeah, there's a lot of things I would like different. Look back at the viz here. So yeah, so these voxels here are 1/2 meter. They are meant to visualize quickly on the fly. I'm going to turn water column off, I think. It's a little messy. But that's not the resolution that the survey will be, that it's capable of once we get into the actual raw data and clean it up. Something like this. I did turn the odometry just on, so it might take a second for them to start to draw. Okay. All right, we're starting to get over the vents here, so we'll just keep an eye out. I mean, like I said, Hercules should be well above, but sure. Yep. I want to, Yeah, just give me a second. I'm trying to get our width here. Do I have a measuring tool in here? Okay. I'm trying to get back. All right, how's that?
And then for the Herc camera, does it need to be tilted up like that? Okay.
Yeah, you're kind of over North Tower right now.
Yeah, it's coming up quite nice, actually.
Yeah.
I mean, the lateral to fore aft is obviously not calibrated, right?
I don't know what you mean by that.
It's not equilateral square. If I'm trying to.
What?
Well, yeah, it's hard to, I'm going to need to change this just to check. Yeah, I mean, some of that is actual just bad pings. Reflection, we'll have to see. But there is a feature there, yes. I mean, yeah, Lobo should be coming up on the right, so there is a feature there. So our ship move has completed. Just letting you know, but Atalanta should still be swinging. And we'll want to kind of go north of Lobo.
I'll go in SPL. I said I'll go in SPL. Can you hear me?
So what you're seeing there in the real-time view, the orange stuff in the top is higher resolution, and then behind that, all the colored voxels are the computer turning it into, what'd you say they were, Rennie? 1 meter voxels?
They're currently half-meter voxels.
Half-meter voxels. So the computer doesn't have the horsepower to continually display the higher resolution data. So the orange that you see on the little line right there that's maybe about a ½ inch and keeps going and going is higher resolution data. But then the buffer fills up and it voxelizes everything so it can continue to display for us the visual history. So you can see the higher resolution in the orange stuff, and then all of a sudden you'll see it turn into Minecraft world.
Hey, Rennie?
Yes,
Can I get another location just when we reach the end of this line?
will do, yeah.
Thanks. And I guess same for just the rest of them.
Sure.
Thanks.
So after we settle out, so Atalanta's still going to swing. Herc's going to go to the farthest north it can go at this heading, at this bearing, and then I'm going to get a width, our best guess, so we can come
Swath?
back,
Yeah.
yeah, and get a coverage on the other side.
Well, if you, the voxels will stay up there, so you can turn around and fly the voxels back.
Yeah, just for setting up like how far moving Atalanta, all that,
right.
but yeah,
Step over. Yeah.
it would be ideal to fly right at the edge of the voxels.
Well, you have
extent.
a good amount of overlay because you're going to chop all the edge. Is all garbage, right?
Yeah, so if you just go right on that line back, it should be pretty decent.
Yeah,
I like to have like enough overlap, even if you chop the out.
Yeah.
Yeah, so like
So
I
you
think
want a good, I don't know, 20% overlap, probably at least.
Even more.
honestly, I like to drive right on that line of between data and no data. If you drive that back,
that line.
yeah,
Yeah.
50%?
Okay. Yeah, 50%
that'll be like
overlap.
50%. Yeah,
Yeah.
just for something like this, just to get.
So the beauty of I don't know if that's holding enough data, but a real 3D, that's exactly what we do. We turn up and then we turn around and drive back by our, once you get a few lines going, you start to get the lay of the land, sort of. And you know when you got if you're doing a caldera or a hydrothermal vent field or some rugged terrain, you have to come up and go down. You can't, you're going over 50-meter canyons and 50-meter cliffs.
Yeah.
But you use the bathy of the previous pass to kind of, and as you do a couple, you start getting the lay of the land, and you can use that to paint your picture as you go through.
Just seeing what we got here real quick. Yeah, it's looking good down there. Okay, I'll get back to the fly mode. I just want to, it's hard to see with this obstruction here to try
It's
to
just hard to wait.
Yeah, it's hard to wait.
You're a lot better than K2. I have to freaking slap him. I threatened to cut his mouse cord off.
Okay.
He's all, you have to do that to get the picture in your mind. I said, no, you have to wait till we get the data. Then you can zoom and pen and tilt all you want.
Roughly, what's the field of view that we're profiling at the bottom now at this altitude?
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to...
it's probably 100 meters either side. What's actually useful data or not. We were getting, doing this before, around 30 meters. We were picking up objects
so you're gonna
well
start
over 100 meters away.
Okay. So am I going to
loop
around this way?
This is good. I think northern extent. How do you feel about that back there?
It looks about right. It flattens out here a lot more.
Yeah.
Just behind, that was sort of the original area I was thinking of to go for that secondary. It's not too much farther than what we had.
Okay. So once you feel like Atalanta's at its kind of maximum, it kind of seems like it's settling.
Yeah.
I wouldn't go all, I would save some leash and now do a gentle turn 90 degrees to starboard.
I agree.
And fly that till you're out, and then Rennie can get even slower, as slow as you possibly can. So you're sweeping your left eye of God around to the north.
Yeah, super slow would be good.
That'll give Atalanta some time to catch up. And then if you fly over, Rennie can then measure that on the nav, how far that width is.
So
Math is hard right now. All right. I think I know.
Yeah, that's all right. You can slide back and slide around. I'll come down. I'll come right down to part.
All right, yeah, you're about 90 there. And then...
Yeah, that was the math I was trying to do in my head.
Yeah, I'm going to shift Atalanta over like 30 meters or so.
Okay, so I'll shoot for...
Let's see what that looks like. Yeah, if I come over here and then you'll just be on either side of it depending on what our swath width is going to be. So I'll at least put you 30 over. What was that?
How far have you gone now? 10
110.
meters?
10 meters.
Yeah, I'm saying it's going to be about 50 meters. 100-meter swath.
Bridge now. Step 40 meters, bearing 110. 110. Thank you. Yeah, I think on this side of the survey, it's kind of shorter because it got deep and there was some stuff in the way, but when we come down here, it's going to be closer to what you were saying. Okay.
You're drifting back south as you're... Those arrows are embarrassing.
I can go this way, yeah. If that helps you.
Well, it's... He's on the end of his leash.
Yeah,
Not that bad, but...
You're going to reach the end before you feel the move.
Just take your time because they're waiting for the ship, right?
Yeah.
I'm fine. Look at that bow.
Speaking of time, okay, so back row, we're going to do this pass back down, and that should be a pretty good of the area that you were looking at surveying. These two passes should cover that. And then we do have some higher res stuff that I might be able to incorporate from when we were all up in the survey. But
can you release any?
I'm released.
Thank you.
But timing-wise, what were you saying as far as coming off?
That's what I mean.
Yeah, sorry, the timing-wise for coming off bottom?
Is 11 o'clock.
11 o'clock, okay, yeah, so we'll have time to come back down. And what do you have to do at the site before we pick up that's after the survey?
I don't think we're going to do anything.
Okay.
Do you think you'll finish earlier than 11, or it looks like...
Once we got to like ship move over and then back down, so
slide way
probably
back over to here.
Yeah, probably be about 11.
Yeah, I don't think there's anything else we want to do right now.
Yeah, you're kind of at the edge there of your leash.
Yeah.
Yeah. You might have to wait till the ship moves over.
Yeah.
Hey, Rennie.
Yes.
Do you have a coordinate for where those?
So you've moved over like 20 meters.
Steve, where was the beacon placed?
Yeah.
Where's the beacon in the buy box? Actually, Dan would know.
What's that?
The beacon, it's currently on the ROV, right? The beacon from...
Correct, it's in the starboard box.
Okay, thank you.
So Data, I'm just giving you the coordinates for where Hercules is, but the actual width of the survey is going to be beyond that. It's just where the vehicle was when we were doing this box.
Yeah, that's good enough for us for now, just to keep our records. Thank you.
Sure.
We're losing, we need more memory. We should have made the
Key size bigger.
no, the trail longer. Yeah, the Q size.
Yeah.
Too late now, but I think you could slide left. Are you auto XY?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fine. I mean, you're losing, Rennie's losing.
Do you mind if I grab that back? I just want to double check make sure we're all good, recording and everything. Thank you, sir.
I have to...
Upper right, that little unplug button. Or yeah, you can do visual. Yeah, you can switch if you want. Switch to watch if you want.
Yeah. Wait, that's the right one? Yeah. Okay, you should have it.
Thank you. All right, everything seems to be good. Still recording. You've got Hercules over here. Just orienting myself. Okay. So you're close to the edge. Once Atalanta gets into your position there.
I don't think he's got a ways to go.
Yeah. Another 10 or so meters, yeah. This is the top down.
Yeah. Or at least 10 just to get to the edge.
To, yeah, like right here.
Well, that was the edge of the path there, so he needs to be here.
Just like the edge of these blue ones.
Zoom out, see how much you got. So yeah, you can see he was getting all data here, so I would go at least another 10. What do you think?
Yeah, because the focus is all this stuff in here.
Yeah. If you want to get really good data here,
That's pretty cool,
yeah,
huh? Look at that. Yeah, that's awesome.
Beautiful.
Okay, I'm going to get back to the view that you want. Sorry to mess you up. How do I center this thing in the double click? Is that?
And this is what it looks like with the poor resolution.
Yeah.
All right, is that close enough for you there to see the vectors? And then I'll flip it around once you...
Yeah.
Okay, Atalanta's moving.
And that's just the one pass, so what you miss out is you
can
get these
release it,
grapes
Rennie.
and you
I'll do this
notice that they're
part.
like,
You can have...
there's
Okay,
undercuts all over the place.
Yeah.
You can probably get a couple of those with the two
release.
passes,
Yeah.
at least on one side.
Tell me when
Yeah.
you
good?
to turn 90.
Yeah, probably soon, just because we're focusing. You're going to... I don't want you to...
Yeah, it's
Dante's
better to have
right
more. Better to have more.
But also Dante's right here on your way
We
back.
did this
and
with data from the Mars rover.
I don't want to be like right up on
So
it.
you could
with her.
effectively just stitch together
When
all
you get
these
to the
high-res
mouse,
photos,
I would say.
and just throw on a headset and walk around Mars for a little bit.
See where the mouse is?
Well, now we're starting to get the... That's the bad data and the top. That's the green stuff is all the extra bit at the top layer.
No, I'm looking at this line here. You didn't get that because of whatever, but you'll get it on the way back.
Yeah.
Hey, Rennie,
Yes.
can I get a position for this spot too, if that's where we're going to start heading back?
Yeah, I think we should stop here to head back. I don't want to...
Yep.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Well, if you give us another 5 meters, that'll put Atalanta.
Any more, we're going to be running into Dante.
I just want the...
ship.
we're focusing on this section here, and I want to be kind of
Yeah, more
like
overlap
right
is
through
better.
here. Yeah. I don't want to
Got
be too
it,
far
thank
So
from it.
that's 40 meters, right?
I'll measure in a second.
Almost 50. 150.
More overlap.
Oh, come on.
Yeah.
Do you mind if I take a look at it?
Yeah, I released it.
Thank you.
What time did we start that one, Rennie? Did you get a time?
I have a time when I drop the target, so just 1 second.
Dan, which start time is the survey altogether?
Yeah.
Steph, what time did we start the survey? We recorded it.
Yeah, 16:56:33.
Sorry, what time?
16:56:33.
So that would have been
That was...
10 o'clock, thank you.
Oh, yeah, sorry, I was giving it UTC.
Yeah, we're not that fancy up here with our...
I wasn't sure how you
more
wanted it.
for our reference. So
Oh, okay.
we
Don't
can-
go back yet, because I haven't called Atalanta to move, which I'm going to have to do. I'm just...
I was dead stick, the current's kind of pushing me.
Yeah. We're just not getting quite the starboard side coverage, and because rather I'm kind of like wanting to move back a little bit, to be honest.
Yeah, maybe went too far east.
That's kind of what I'm looking at as far as getting the stuff that we want here. You see that orange stuff is only going just to the edge of Lobo,
Right.
and I think I want to be like a little bit closer in just to make sure I'm getting that. Just maybe.
Yeah, if you're on the outside of
So you're going
Dante,
south, I want to go
it's
up
higher than North Tower, and you won't see that side of it.
Let me get back to our HIPAC map here, double check it. All right, so if you kind of get to where Atalanta is, that would be ideal to start, and then I'm going to move Atalanta.
Red is tall.
Yeah, it'll shade all the other
What was
stuff
I
there.
at? We
Yeah.
were at 025 before.
It might not even be high enough to go over
It was
Dante.
120.
Yeah.
You sign up, we'll see it coming and we can.
Or opposite of
205, yeah, 205. Yeah, if you just head back to there.
You want me to head backwards?
Go to Atalanta, yeah. That'd be ideal. Or at least, yeah, more westward.
What? You're having him turn?
Yeah, just coming back.
That's only like 20 meters.
The overlap is, just looking at it for processing later, I think the coverage that we're actually getting, that orange bit, isn't quite covering what I want to cover twice. See what I mean? That orange, this orange bit here only goes to there.
I don't know what you're looking at. I'm seeing like 75% overlap right there.
Yes, the outer edges are going to just barely touch this right here, but I want a little more of that to get covered.
What?
See this orange bit right here? That's the edge of the... There we go. Oh, I see you're out here. Got
Yeah,
it, got
he's
it.
way out. He's 75% overlap.
And why is this drawing down here?
I don't know. You're moving it around too much. It's not magic. It's a 100-meter swath. We moved over.
Oh, I
not
see.
even
No,
50
this
meters.
is this extra bit, right? This is the
Yeah.
top layer. The bottom
Yeah.
layer that's actually recording here is what, that's that pit right there that's now bright orange.
Yeah.
I'm not going to be cover. I want to cover this.
You will, because that's uphill now. Before it was downhill. That's why it's a hole there.
All right, I'm still having him come back under Atalanta, and then I'm going to make this call to
Just-
205.
You see your tether there, huh?
Yeah, watch the tether. Are you okay if I call this move in?
I'm under Atlanta.
Bridge nav.
You can't sonar downhill or on the other side of rocks.
Can we step 110 meters, 110 meters, bearing 205.
So that's a 40-meter offset for the record.
205, roger, thank you. Okay, I'm setting you up in the way that you want to drive, yeah? How's that view? Is that okay?
Yeah, that's good.
Okay.
From the HIPAC view, it looks like that line is really good because you want to be on the west side of the Dante because it's taller than anything else that we're looking at. And I don't know.
And we'll just keep an eye for
Well, do you
when we
want
go over that.
you want to paint Dante? So
No, we just want the western side of it rather than taking it on the eastern side, which
we'll
and that's
block
what
your
we're
view.
going to get it. Yeah, it'll block the, yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
yeah,
We're just trying to survey North Tower. That's basically our goal.
roger.
Yeah, if we had more time, probably do another U.
Oh,
back
that'd
up
be
just
cool.
to get the whole thing, but it
Oh,
was,
delta's too high.
Steve, what's this over here?
Delta.
What's your, are you at
Just
your
a
happy
mountain.
depth?
Down.
Not a
I got
I
it.
gotta go down. Must have just gotten deeper.
Okay. Yeah, we'll just be really wary of when we are approaching Dante.
Yeah, I'm at my happy depth.
But we'll watch our mezzo for Dante as well. Seems like you're above it. You're drifting a bit to the east, yeah.
We can't tell because you've taken away his track line.
What track line where?
Vector arrows.
They're still on.
I can't see them.
I can zoom in if you like.
His
It's just they're kind of lost in the sauce there.
USBL track lines
Our DVL is
drifting,
good.
yeah.
DVL and USBL are still paired well.
Come on, Jake, fly straight line.
I mean, I'm just sitting here. I'm waiting for the
Yeah, we're
survey,
Atalanta's
so
about to move, so
we're,
it's coming soon.
we're at the corner of our survey anyway.
Yeah, coming
For that
soon,
matter.
coming soon, sorry.
How long do you suspect it would take to get at the high resolution view of this? Ready?
I'm going to go down and mess with it after my watch. It's going to depend on all this stuff that we're seeing in the water column, which we're not quite sure what's causing it at the moment. I can clean out the pretty obvious stuff easily, but once we get into the vent stuff, it's going to be a little slower going to make sure I'm not clearing out real stuff.
Yeah. Oh, that's cool. So, like, on this cruise?
Yeah, for a
Awesome.
first pass, yeah.
Awesome.
Took you 2 questions, but you got an answer out of the politician over there.
Yeah. Yeah, because I don't want to say and be wrong. You know my game.
K2, we Norbit downhill, and by the time we get to the bottom of the seamound, when we do our on-bottom checks and all that business, you know about how long that takes us. A map appears on our nav.
I've processed it that fast before, but I'm going to take a little bit of time, obviously, with this one.
Well, he does.
It's usually not this messy. With all
he does.
that's-
Oh yeah, it is. It's
Really?
way messy. He does a really gross cut. And then
Okay.
he
Yeah.
sticks that on the nav screen for our overlay.
Yeah.
And we turn around, and fly back up the mountain via the Norbit map.
So we'll have like something next, like if we come back in the next 3 days, we might have something that could help us.
I don't want to put pressure on Rennie, but K2's. This is his baby, right? So
Okay, yeah.
He's
used to it.
he's been processing Norbit data for a while.
Well, the processing part is actually the same pipeline as we use for the ship's multi-beam.
Is
so,
it?
Yeah, so it's actually pretty straightforward. We
But
just load in the S7Ks instead of the .alls.
You're processing massive amounts of data with the ship, right?
The point density is quite high in this. That's going to
Right.
be kind of where the difficulty lies. But there are ways to... It's just being sure that you're not manually filtering out this extra stuff.
Yeah.
That's not hard. But when you're getting into filtering out any noise with like a spline filter or something like that, you want to be careful that you're not cutting out anything, because these spires are so tight
Right.
and so fine that you could potentially be taking out good stuff. So I want to make sure that I'm kind of doing it in the best way.
All right, I'm starting to
I have
move
a
forward.
feeling Rennie is a lot more thorough than K2 is.
That
No.
is-
He's been known for just winging it to get it done.
That has been my experience, yes. I'm just watching the bottom, that orange bit, to make sure that we're covering as much as we can there. That's the one gap that I'm kind of thinking about, is making sure that our orange covers that. But I think we will. I think we'll be fine. And
You
our
go under the.
we're 30 meters up, okay. Yeah, and Atalanta is starting to move, so we can track forward. Let me get you your view here. I just want to be able to see that orange bit.
That view. What am I gonna get from that view?
I don't know what you're
You
gonna
gotta
do.
be you gotta be under the noise there anyway. Can't see.
Yeah, I'm not super good at.
Tilt down. Other way.
Yeah, I'm not super
Keep
good at.
going under.
Yeah, there's too many voxels.
Well, you can turn it around and look from the front side, so we're not looking through. There you go.
Okay, let me just line that up then.
Whoa, is that Dante on your left?
Yep. Painting it.
Would have been close.
Yeah, how's that?
We would have gone right over it.
How's that view there? Is that all right?
Works for me.
I'll come back to high back there.
So you have about 50% overlap?
Yes, yeah.
So we'll be able to get a plus minus kind of sense too, right? Because the other question here is the sound velocity is going to be all over the place in here because of the plume and different water masses mixing all over.
Yeah, so there is a sound velocity sensor on the Norbit itself. So we're just dealing with the 30 meters of water column from that sensor to the bottom. There will be obviously a lot of variation with those plumes. So I'm curious once we filter out, I mean, just like looking at those voxels is not telling us a lot because it can be gridded much finer. It's hard to see how that sound speed's affecting us. There's ways of addressing sound speed issues as well, but it's going to be different as they're variable as we're going through the water column. It's not like a consistent, oh, the sound profile was this and we were wrong. It's that in these individual pings are going to be.
No, that's exactly what, but you'll get a sense because you're doing two measurements of one place more than once.
Yes, that's the idea. And typically we have a lot of overlap with ship multibeam as well for that same purpose, especially for surveys that we care about.
So I'll be able to say we've got it within a meter or within 2 meters or within 50 centimeters, you know,
sure.
We think.
More accurate than the USBL.
Yeah, it'll be quite defined, but yeah, again, I'm just, because of the vents, I'm not making any, I want to see the data and mess with it before I kind of promise.
It's going to be beautiful, Rennie. It's going to be beautiful.
Hope so. Drifting a bit towards Dante. See that angle you're drawing? There we go.
It's trying to suck you in.
Yeah.
Hydrothermal action. To put you in its chimney.
Currents are like back and forth.
Oh, no, it's a current. Okay, it's currents now. Huh?
It's crazy.
Yeah, you should see him fighting it over there. He's hard over it.
Yeah. Yeah, the more stick time I get it. You know, I get it. I understand.
Why don't you guys put an LBL array out here?
I thought I saw evidence that there was one.
Yeah, we're starting.
Definitely was one.
We're starting.
What's that?
We're starting to do that.
Are you?
So the first, well, the plan is that, and Dirk might not even put basically one beacon at north, on the north junction box and one on the south one, which will give us a, you know.
Well, you need at least 3, right?
Well, you can say you're on one side or the other.
Yeah.
By using old school stuff or new school USBL, and then you get the accurate position on that side. So you only really need 2. Is my theory. How's that, Rennie? Is my
2 from of an LBL array? I would think you need 3.
Yeah, I don't think you can get there from here, Steve. You need 3.
You only need 3 to figure out. That loses one. If you can give it one piece of information, whether you're on the one side or the other side of the line that the two you
need 3 to trilateral to triangulate where.
Yeah,
for a local grid for sure.
If you want accurate position data.
Okay, not really. I'll draw it for you.
You should. You know who Hal Hertz is, do you?
What's that?
Hal Hertz. He's local there in BC. Used to work for ISE. He's been. He has Trinity Offshore. He's been around.
Doing great,
forever. Jake. He could he could come out here and set an LBL array pretty easy for you. Calibrate it.
Yeah, we were
I
just
wanna
thinking of putting like
come up on the delta a
USBLs,
bit there.
powered USBLs down, beacons.
You're at 40 meters off.
Oh, he's jumping around.
You gotta come down.
Yeah, you come down.
Easy down. But the amount of times you're out here, it should last years. You turn it on when you come out here and then shut it down when it should auto shut down when you stop pinging it.
Well,
right?
we can put two on powered, right? So two separate spots, and if we have to have the third to get the actual height, or the side, which side you're going to be on the
Wouldn't
thing.
you just get height from pressure sensors on the beacon?
That's my theory.
All right.
I was just going to draw it for you there.
That's,
We put 3 or 4 of those towers down with
yeah.
the Sonardyne gizmos there in Axial. It was just a big triangular tower, and one of them was plugged in so they could get real-time data from it.
Yeah. So an LBL system, would that improve the multi-beam quality?
No, it would improve your
Navigation in general.
navigation. Yeah, it would give you centimeter accuracy of your navigation, or in that somewhere in that neighborhood.
It sounds like that's like an experiment in its own for tracking vent movements and things like this, but I don't know if we need that accurate for our stuff.
It would just help you to, if you're placing instruments or picking stuff up, you get an exact location of them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, all those original maps that are really good, they're done by long baseline.
Oh.
Yeah, there was, when I first started coming out here, there was an LBL array.
Oh?
Yeah.
What's the range? Like if you put one here,
It depends on how big the array is.
oh,
How many
gotcha.
beacons you put.
But it's like water depth or something.
Well, here the problem is that there's things in the way. So if you have you put it 10 meters above on a little 10 meter, like on a junction box, you're not going to see over top of
Messy.
anything.
Mm.
It's line of sight, kind of. But yeah, you used to have to come out and drop 3 moorings, and then you could find out where you are.
So on our quickly processed multi-beam there, Steve, that's Grotto. Is that main tower we're seeing there? And then North Tower is just behind it. And then in between, is that our, the gap? So is that one Grotto? Yes.
So I think that would be Grotto there. This is
North Tower.
North Tower. There's Lobo there.
Yeah, and in between you can kind of see the pocket that Tom's interested in, right?
Yes,
Yes.
This is messy in here because there's actually a nice little passageway through here.
Yeah.
That is not defined at all. It's just a black
Oh,
hole.
you can kind of see it there. In between Lobo and North Tower?
Right there.
Yeah.
Sort of, yeah.
Yeah. We need is another machine running Ross on the network. Do we not have one?
Possibly. I'm not sure.
What's that? Yeah, for processing it, but we need another machine for the RViz for the pilots to operate by, so the neurotic navigators can't stop panning the model around.
I gotta see what my coverage is. So
Really freaking annoying.
We want the neurotic navigators and neurosis out on this.
Well, they
We need
have to do that
neurosis.
when they're processing the model, right? Because they're building the model. What Rennie's doing, he's building the model in his reptile brain, and he's
Yeah.
already got it half processed, so he's thinking way ahead, right?
Yeah, I'm just trying
We're-
to figure
we're
out if
just
we're
trying
getting
to
the coverage
gather
we
the-
want, but we're on the time window anyway, so we don't
yeah.
really have time for another pass regardless. So.
We're just gathering the data. And it was the same thing when we were running legit multi-beam passes. There was 2 instances running, So there's one that's static for the operators, and then there's one for the online. So we actually had three. We had the ROV operators, the one in the shack. Then we have the one for the online surveyors, which was what Rennie's doing right now. So to ensure that we're getting the data real time, that's valid.
Yeah, well, you should be able to run two.
Exactly. Yeah. So I'm giving him a hard time, but he's trying to ensure that we're getting valid data.
We have two different overlapping goals.
Yeah.
How about that?
But yeah, to try and get the good data, and then to ensure we're getting the good data, and that's usually the job of the online surveyor. And then you have the online processors as well, and they're keeping tabs because they can tell. I've had them come in and say, look, what you're doing right now is, and they'll show us exactly why. There's a hole here, or your lines are all wavy, or your cross courses, your distance cross course is getting off, then you're making a heading change to get back on it instead of slowly sliding back on it.
Okay, we're starting to get to the end here. Just to confirm, there's nothing else. We don't have to like go back to the IP or drop anything. We're all good as far as.
That was the plan. It was that we're not going to actually need to do anything else.
Okay, well
we've got 10 minutes. But
yeah, we're just finishing up this last bit just to cover the.
If I can just get another position when we're at the end.
Sure, we'll do.
Thanks.
And call it the end of survey, and then I guess there's no.
Yeah, we have to recover by 11, or at 11 at the latest. So.
At 11, what happened to 1?
I guess the weather. I don't know if they're anticipating the longer transit out of the weather.
That's not UTC, Dan.
What's that?
The 11. That's not UTC.
11 local time off bottom, like 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Well, what about the gas tights?
We're going to get them next time. Now we have to come back.
Weather's coming.
It's my strategy.
Nice. He's like pulling the strings back there.
Well, at least I don't have to carry the darn things back down again. That's a bonus.
Well,
Thank you.
Exactly. You'd be picking them up, bring them back down. Once they're down, they only come up full of good samples.
Yeah.
Okay, I think we're pretty well then at the end. If we want to get set up for recovery, and I'll start recording. How do you guys feel about that?
Wonderful.
Cool.
The back line agrees. Whatever we are. Back line, back desk.
Let me drop that target for you there, Data.
Back row.
Yeah. You stopped recording now?
I'm going to, yeah. So this is the
1040.
survey southeast.
Thank you.
Sure. Okay, I'm going to get into Rosproc. I will take a look at our...
Okay, so now we're done?
Yes, I'm going to... I'll just wait till you turn. Why not?
He's turning way too fast. See all the big holes?
You're messing me up, man.
You are, because he's got
I'm going to have to clean that up.
You should have pressed stop.
Okay, but I like that little extra coverage.
Look how much I'll go back over it.
It's fine, we're already good. We're good.
You could go over it again. We have the time.
That looks beautiful.
That's all right. It'll be okay. I'll be able to.
So we found if you put the heading rate as slow as you can, the step rate and 0.1, and put it in auto heading, and just hold the auto heading command, it turns way slower by the computer than you can, and you can do a legit sweep like that.
He's giving you the tips after we're done the survey.
It snaps though with the joystick.
Okay, I'm good with here. All right, let's set up. I've stopped recording. We're good there. Just double check. Yeah, we're just visualizing it now. Okay, get back to the other job.
We're good for our recovery. Rennie, we got a ways to go if you want to run away and play with your data.
Okay, I'll at least get this bit business done. So yeah, when you guys want to start coming up, I'm gonna go ahead and log off bottom.
Logging it.
Dive status. Off bottom.
1054. Ooh, should get one last gauge on bottom gauge reading. I'm going to turn off your down, down, down lights. Can I hit the regular dive salvo?
All good over here.
We got, what is that, 3. Is main really down that? So I don't, that's not a 3. What is that? Hmm. 5. 5, 3, 7, 6, 6, 6. 5, 3, 7, 6, 6, 6.
I'm switching you over to USBL.
Roger. Oh, look at that. Same as last reading. 5, 3, 7, 6, 6, 6.
Coming up.
Roger. I'll get another instance of that set up. Ready?
Yeah,
It's child's play for.
yeah, like a dual,
All it is
just of the visualization. Right?
any. I could, Jake or I could bring our laptops up and have it
Yeah.
going. Except I think Chris has done some funny business there with.
Docker.
No, he's got his ROS network running on some other, or does he? Or is it the standard?
It's just a certain domain ID, and then the ROV is set up as a specific configuration file.
Yeah, but you can just get the config file in. Just open it.
It's in a Docker container though, so you'd have to figure out where his Norbit stuff lives and get his
Yeah,
Orbits.
but it's publishing it on the network, right?
Not the Arviz config.
Huh?
No, he's launching Arviz with a Docker container, and within the Docker container is the Arviz configuration.
So
you could maybe, so you could, what we could do is launch Arviz and save the configuration to the desktop. And then take that configuration and run ROS on another machine.
yeah, all you need is the RViz config file, in theory.
And then he probably did something weird with the ROS domain ID or something.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking he did. See, I need to go faster here above me. Well, he was talking about it because we were saying, you know, if one of the kids is running ROS or something, they can start publishing a bunch of.
Yeah, that's what I did with this stuff too.
Yeah, oh, maybe that's when we were talking about it. So you're not getting a bunch of garbage topics from somebody's high school project, like mine.
Yeah. Secret domain ID. No one will ever know.
Can you put the winch up there? Winch hold. You gotta do it on your touch screen over there. going to put it there, but that'll do. We're still in the heavy plume, 100 meters up.
Cloudy, yeah. See it in Atalanta pretty well.
Yeah. We are going to be home quick as a whip.
Yeah, what do we got? What's that? Calc.
Right. Shift change. Perfect. Here's your wet, broken toy. Fix it. Have it ready to go back in the water for us. Have it back in the water for us.
Yeah, bang on that shift shit change. Yeah.
I don't think we're going to get another, we're going to get weathered out. Is that what's going on?
Yep.
Yeah, I could take a look at it now again.
Pull up Hercules core.
What's that?
Pull up.
Oh, Roger. Oh, yeah. Hercules core. This sounds dangerous. He's still running. Oh, I shouldn't have done that. I want to do. Let's run that. What's that?
Come on. I just haven't looked at it today.
It's still running. Can I save it on the network? Home? Oh, I see. They can't get out of the Docker container?
By the way, you guys can feel free to turn all that stuff off if you're.
Roger. We're trying to hack it right now, so we can bring it up on another PC.
Yeah.
That's the same place, right? That's the files we just took. I could just save it right here, right? been on Windows too long. Well, oh yeah. That's where his Portainer.
What is the forecast? I know the weather's supposed to turn a little bit, but
This
okay.
new thing that I haven't, like we were just talking, I haven't seen it for, and now it's happening all the time. And I don't know whether I just never noticed it or what. So this, like these little bursts of energy, so it's all, this is basically, it's off here somewhere. Now it's now. Nothing's happening.
Yeah.
Nothing's happening. There's no bills, like that's, that orange and red ring is like 40 knots right now.
Yeah.
And then the blue is there, and that's 60.
Oh boy.
And then this is, we're up to about here, which is like, that's like 10 p.m. now.
So 10 p.m. tonight, 60 knot is the.
Yeah. I lost my files, my position files, so yeah, because
55.
and the waves are actually before.
Oh yeah, there it is. Yeah.
Tuesday. And that's 7 different markers. We're not in the right spot.
Yeah, yeah.
We're 129. Okay. Yeah, that's what I was.
Oh boy. Yeah, gonna be a rough night.
So look what happens here, though. I mean, this is great for shore because it hits the side of the big rock, which then we use to get the unbelievable swell that keeps on going. It just blasts right in there.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, look, so yeah,
So
no, it's a model.
it's yeah predictive to yeah.
The model says that this is going to happen, and you're going. Well, they got a whole bunch of stuff. They got sea surface temperature. They got sea surface temperature, and they mix it with all the whole songs that keep on coming up to it. So the pressure systems are following these. Basically, the pressure field, as I have it up there, you can see what the pressure field does back there. Oh, the wave is the weakest. So it's just wind and you're
Yeah,
basically
yeah. Translates from these variables. Yeah, yep, yep.
and then you add it up from different places. So that's how you do the adding up because waves are. So yeah, each spot additively adds up, but it's not. It's just a direct. Wind will generate this waves for this long.
Rennie, I actually had that same question. So you're saying that artifact is easy to cut off just from a height, or is it can you just see that it is consistently there and like kind of mass delete from there?
A bit of both, depending on the terrain. So if I had a completely flat bottom, I could filter it out in various means. Sometimes manually going through chunks of data and just deleting it is easier than trying to dial in a filter. Sometimes using a filter is easier. In this kind of terrain with this kind of like, a higher stakes survey, we really care about the data. There's a lot of rugose terrain, really tall spires. I don't want to go through and accidentally cut off some of the top of those spires with a filter, so I'm probably going to go through manually and cut out some of those artifacts that we were finding in the water column. Yeah, that'll be probably my first pass. And then from there, just kind of crawling in and seeing what, and we were talking about it, so we got those 2 high passes of data, but we also got something real close in. So that's a bit messier because we at times are really close to the plume. So we'll see once I load in all. It's really hard to tell because of how highly resolved that data can be. It's hard to tell when we're visualizing it in a half-meter block.
Sure.
It kind of looks all pretty good, a little blocky, not quite. But once we get in there and the actual raw XYZ points, we can have a better idea of what kind of errors we saw with those plumes and what kind of resolution we can get on a final grid.
Yeah. Yeah, it's really cool to see this collected in real time.
Yeah, absolutely. There goes K2's nav solution running off. K2's nav solution in the water column doesn't behave very well, so it starts to run away. And does this little kind of, once we time out a DVL for long enough, it goes on a holiday. Yes, I have. I kind of left it set to what Jake had it as. I didn't have a lot of time to play with it. Kind of just. Yeah, we have some good ideas of what. Well, I would have liked to do that. I wanted someone to be sitting here while I was going and actually messing with this, and it just didn't happen. No, it's okay.
to the viewers online asking if we have to wear safety equipment. Not so much in the van, but the shot you can see now on the live stream of the back deck, people that are working out there tend to have safety gear on, like hard hats and life vests. We have like stores of safety equipment in case of emergencies, but generally walking around the ship or working, you don't need to have them on at all times.